That's what you call standing on business right there. Oh, makes contact, devastating shot. This dude is about to leave his feet. He is stunned. He is petrified. He ragdolled him. Flapjack, pancake, it's a wrap. This dude wears a neck roll, guys. So this guy is about business on the field. When was the last time you seen a guy wear a neck roll? Midwest corn-fed type of offensive lineman that just is about his business. Oh my gosh. This dude, he looked like he got hit by a train. Getting crushed by a building is exactly what we're talking about right here. That is a pancake action, the best I've seen so far out of all these prospects. This guy is a ragdoller, a manhandler, a bully. More manhandling, more flapjack action, more short stacking. Let's check. Boom. That man has left his feet. I don't know if you can see it because he's in white and they're in the snow. Dude's feet is in the air. He looks like, Uncle Phil throwing Jazzy Jeff out of the building right now.
Speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history. I can't explain
Yo,
it.
it's your boy, Big Mike Raider. And we're here for day 13 of the 30 Days, 30 Prospects Season 3, where today we're covering Elic Ayomanor from Stanford, a special receiver, 6'2", 210 pounds, a guy that could be a potential wide receiver 1, believe it or not. This guy is a diamond in the rough, got some polishing to do, but his upside is at the ceiling, through the roof. This guy has the tools to be a number 1 receiver. Do the Raiders dare to pick him up at number 37 overall? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about draft placement. We'll talk about the pros and cons. We're going to talk about, where he fits, how he would fit, the things that he does, and how it would fit with the Las Vegas Raiders. We're going to get in all into it. But before we get into anything, man, I need for you guys to do a few things, man. You guys know the deal. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Big Mike Raider. All right, man. Here we go. Elic Ayomanor from Stanford. Let's look at the pros and cons. He's 6'2", 210 pounds, which is a pro, right? He's like that prototypical size X receiver that you would like on your squad. Let's get to some of the pros. Frame and willingness help him effectively block through the whistle. That is perfect fit for us as far as what you want in a receiver, willing blocker. He's going to be alongside a guy like Jacoby Myers, who also brings the heat when it comes to blocking. Having 2 really gritty type of receivers who's willing to block is only a plus for our running game down the line, especially if we're looking in the first round to pick up a guy like Ashton Genty, which seems to be the favorite at this point to be our first round pick. So if we complement that with a receiver who can, go out there and make big plays, as well as in the run game, he's not taking any plays off. He's out there blocking and making plenty of impactful plays through blocking. So that fits in perfectly with what we're trying to do run game wise. Just him being that blocker, that's a plus, right? Explosive athlete who can accelerate quickly with good top speed, 4.44 40 at the combine. This dude is very quick, has all the tools to get past the defenders. So that's a plus, right? Conscious of release technique to attack different leverages. This guy has excellent technique. Seems like he's a technician out there. He works on his craft, and that's exactly what you want in the young receiver, somebody that is constantly working, constantly trying to get better. I think that because of his technique and his work ethic is what makes him really great right here. And I think because of that, the God-gifting skills that he does have, he's only going to get those better. He's going to sharpen those things. And I think that's what's going to make him special. Showcases a high football IQ and awareness. I mean, the man goes to Stanford, man. If the guy doesn't have a high IQ in anything, I don't know what to tell you. This dude shows a high IQ, knows exactly what's going on, and very savvy when it comes to route running, right? Effective at getting off the press. He's strong too. Big, strong receiver. I think he fits in perfectly with what we got going on. So there's the pros. Let's talk about some of the cons, right? Hands could be stronger, especially in traffic. So needs to get a little bit stronger and more trustworthy as far as being in traffic, being confident and being fearless as far as taking those hits. And also being cautious and kind of protecting themselves. Savvy receivers alongside him can teach him that. I think a guy like Jacoby Myers can kind of teach him the tools of the trade, especially if we do bring in another veteran receiver as well, if that is the plan down the line. Takes extra time to stop or truly change direction. So needs to work a little bit on agility, work on that sudden stop. I think that's what will make him a great receiver if he gets that sudden stop going and really takes off and take care of business right there. So that's one of the cons. Low separation rates versus single coverage. So we got to get with some corners, some really strong corners that can get him sharpened up and get him ready, against pro level talent. He's going to have to learn some more moves and get some separation in single coverage. That's going to be the name of the game for him. He needs a little bit of polishing, but this dude, everything else that he does is perfect for what we got going on. Like I said, he's a great blocker. He's a guy that is a work ethic is out of this world. And I mean, just go look at the 2023 season when he played Travis Hunter and that Colorado defense lighting him up for 13 catches, 294 yards. This dude really took care of business and really just broke that game wide open, right? So what do you guys think? Pros and cons about Ayomanor. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. But let's talk about some of his stats, right? Let's look at the stats. Shout out to pff.com. Overall grade in 2023, 75.1. So we're going to talk about these 2 years because he had a pretty impressive 2-year run, despite playing for a team like Stanford, who struggled as a team for the last couple years. He was that bright diamond in a pool full of coals, because they didn't really have much success on the football field, right? But in 2023, he had a 75.1 PFF grade. He had 1,022 yards on 63 catches and 6 touchdowns. And then in 2024, he kind of had similar numbers, 831 yards and 6 touchdowns, also 63 catches with a 74.1 PFF grade. His receiving grade in 2024 was a 74.3. And his grade versus man coverage was a 76.9. Missed tackles force was 10. He had 7 deep catches, and his average depth of target was 14.2. I think with him, if he had like a pro quarterback or some pro training, I think he's going to get sharper and sharper and sharper due to his work ethic and his potential. I think that he has the tools to be a second-round guy. But we'll get into it. Let me know what you guys think. Let's read the overview. Shout out to NFL.com, Lance Zierlein. His overview, it reads Canadian-born wide receiver with pro size and traits who is still in the early stages of his development. Ayomanor lacks suddenness and burst from the break points, leading to heavier contested catch totals, but he does a nice job with stemming coverage out of corner routes and slants. He has a good build-up speed to work vertically and the strength to handle possession targets from the slot, but his ball tracking and catch technique need a major upgrade. Ayomanor has good work ethic and an upside to continue developing. He could become a much more consistent player within 3 years. So that kind of also fits into what Pete Carroll wants to do, kind of like 2-3 year plan. You develop a wide receiver in Ayomanor, you get him early, and he keeps getting better, climbing that ladder, breaking the ceiling, and being eventually a wide receiver 1, which I think he can be. But you guys let me know what you think. Where do you think he fits in here? Let me know. Do you agree with anything I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think, man. But let's look at some of the draft placement, right? His draft projection is late in the second round. 37. I will be willing to pick him at 37. But if he drops to 68, that's an A+ move right there. So shout out to NFLDraftBuzz.com. with the chart of all the experts on where they have Ayomanor projected. So PFF has him going number 35. So right before we pick at 37. So there are some teams that really believe in his ability to be that wide receiver one in the on a team, and picking that type of wide receiver, in the early second round, pretty much says that we believe in what you bring to the table, right? PFF has him at 35. PFN has him at 47. MDDB has him at 54. Todd McShay has him at number 58. Let me see. Draft Tech has him at number 62. WC Gridiron has him at number 67. Draft Buzz, NFL Draft Buzz, shout out to you guys, has him at number 68, which means that he will be a third round pick for the Las Vegas Raiders, according to NFL Draft Buzz. ESPN rounds off 86 overall, so he kind of drops it at late third, early fourth kind of deal. CBS has him at 95, and NFL.com has him at 105th. What do you guys think? I think that a third round pick would be ideal, A+ move if we can get Ayomanor, but his stock is rising. I think he's going to be in the second round. I think people are going to go after him early. I would not be upset if the Raiders picked him in the second round, particularly at 37. I will give it a solid B+ move and develop him for the next 3 years. He'll see the field early for sure, but you'll see him progress over the years, and he'll be, to me, I think he'll be that special number one receiver down the line when it's all said and done. Maybe earlier, as maybe at the end of the season, we'll see a vast improvement. And by the time the 2026 season comes, this guy's going to come out guns ablaze. So you guys let me know. Do you want him in the second? Do you want him in the third? You don't like him at all? Let me know what you guys think. I love this receiver out of Stanford, man. Elic Ayomanor. So with that, guys, we're going to get into the quick video clip, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. So, guys, buckle up. Stanford's Elic Ayomanor has quietly turned into one of the most complete wide receiver prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft. After a breakout 2-year campaign with 1,022 and 831 yards, respectively, and 12 total touchdowns and 63 catches each season, the 6'2", 210-pound junior has scouts buzzing with his blend of physicality, polish, and high football IQ. Originally from Canada, Ayomanor has refined his route running and grown into a legitimate day 2 target with wide receiver 1 upside. Ayomanor's strengths lie in his ability to win in a variety of ways. He's a precise route runner who understands leverage and spacing, consistently creating separation even without speed. His body control and hands are elite. He routinely wins contested catches and makes difficult grabs look easy. Ayomanor's physical style also shows up after the catch, where he's hard to bring down on quick hitters and slants. However, he's not without flaws. While he has solid acceleration, Ayomanor lacks true top-end speed to consistently take the top off of defense. Some scouts also note he can struggle with press coverage against more physical corners, and that his blocking effort is inconsistent. For the Las Vegas Raiders, Ayomanor makes perfect sense in the second round, with the Raiders likely in search for a legitimate X-receiver. Adding a versatile, dependable wide receiver like Ayomanor provides long-term stability at the position. His ability to work the middle of the field and win tough catches complements Bauer's route savviness and Jacoby Myers' versatility. In an offense that needs more consistency on third downs and in the red zone, Ayomanor brings the toughness and polish to thrive early. He may not be the highlight reel deep threat, but he's a quarterback's best friend and the kind of weapon who keeps drives alive. Expect him to be a reliable chain mover for the Silver and Black as they continue building a well-rounded receiving core in 2025. There goes Elic Ayomanor. This guy has the potential to take care of business. That's the name of the game with this one. Second round potential. I think that he has a ceiling that hasn't been met yet. I think that over the years, you're going to see that ceiling climb above a lot of these receivers we're talking about. He has that special type of ability to do that. We didn't see it much at Stanford. That's because, well, Stanford struggled for the last couple years. That's what I'm saying. And I think with good coaching, good staff, some good conditioning, he can be that number one receiver. But you guys let me know. I want to hear from it. Elic Ayomanor out of Stanford. But guys, that is day 13 of the 30 days, 30 prospects. And I'll see you on the next one. But before we get out of here, you guys know what to do. Like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. That's what you call standing on business right there. Oh, makes contact. Devastating shot. This dude is about to leave his feet. He is stunned. He is petrified. Ragdolled him. Flapjack, pancake, it's a wrap. This dude wears a neck roll, guys. So this guy is about business on the field. When was the last time you seen a guy wear a neck roll? Midwest corn-fed type of offensive lineman that just is about his business. Oh my gosh. This dude, he look like he got hit by a train. Getting crushed by a building is exactly what we're talking about right here. That is a pancake action, the best I've seen so far out of all these prospects. This guy is a ragdoller, a manhandler, a bully. More manhandling, more flapjack action, more short stacking. Let's check over. Boom. That man has left his feet. I don't know if you can see it because he's in white and they're in the snow. Dude's feet is in the air. He looks like, Uncle Phil throwing Jazzy Jeff out of the building right now.